All right. Just want to welcome everybody. Welcome. Yeah, I'll give you the permission to share everything once we get started here. All right, everybody. It is 5 o'clock. Welcome to the appreciation webinar. We have a special guest, Fausto, today. We'll do an introduction for Fausto in case everybody's not familiar. So Fausto was one of the original day traders of the early 1990s, one of the first independent traders to take advantage of direct access trading technology boom in 1987. He acquired a wealth of knowledge from years of hands-on experience, beginning in the trenches and working side by side with some of the most practiced and successful traders in the industry. He's right there in New York City, the headquarters of the financial industry. And after spending considerable time mastering the art and discipline of day trading, Fausto chose to start his own company and share some of his highly sought after wisdom with the rest of the world. Fausto is a 12-time champion of the World Traders Challenge and the author of How to Beat the Markets at Their Own Game. He recently started appearing on NASDAQ's Trade Talks. So today's presentation, he's going to go over ways to trade news and announcements, trading opportunities, and how to scan the market, why over 90% of traders lose money, and tools that Wall Street doesn't want retail traders to know about. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Fausto, and give you all the reins here.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. I really appreciate it, and thanks everyone for being here. I know Jeff just did an event for us, and everyone loved it. Thanks for coming there. And it's funny that when Jeff was mentioning it to me, one thing I was very impressed with what Jeff was mentioning is that I've trained so many people over the years, and Jeff actually was one of my came to one of my events and did a couple events with CTU, and he learned a lot. And he went on his own, and that's what we want. Good traders surround themselves with great traders. You learn a little bit from everyone. That's why when I do my events, I always tell everybody you should learn a little bit from everybody, and then find out what is your style, because obviously we all have a little bit of different style. But I want to talk about the foundation of trading. So let me just share my screen so you guys could see what's going on. Hold on right there, screen 2. There we go. All right, so hopefully everybody could be able to see that. And let me just get the chat and see what everyone in here. All right, can everybody see my PowerPoint okay?
I've got it great on my end.
Perfect. All right, so basically what I'm going to be talking about is I'm going to talk about my favorite trading tools and why you should be using them every day. Why these tools so important? Listen, traders with these platforms, there's so many platforms out there, and you look at these platforms, you're like, oh, this platform's better than that one or whatever. There's a different style, and with every style, there's every type of tools that you're going to need. Obviously, Jeffry, he's a farmer. He doesn't need, a Ferrari, on a farm. He needs tractors. He needs he needs animals. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything has certain things that you need in this industry, but you just can't go out there and just think you're going to do something. Doctors, you can't go out there, or a lawyer go out there and be like, oh yeah, I need a private jet. Or it doesn't work that way. It's not going to make you money. So I want to talk about the tools that I use. And by the way, and with your style, with Jeffrey, you'll be able to implement it and use it. So I'm going to get very, very simple of stuff I'm going to talk about. But before we do that, obviously, quick little risk disclosure, and I think all of you guys should be aware of this, that there's no guarantees of making money in trading. So we don't promise anything. We don't warranty anything. So just please, you can lose almost everything what you do. So do your homework. Don't risk more than what you can. And but you should at least try doing it. But you got to try a little bit of everything. This is basically what we're going to talk about, what we're going to learn. We're going to talk about how to find the best stocks to trade in the market. I'm also going to show you how to complete and follow what I use is called the big money, how to follow the big orders. That's what I'm very well known for. It's called iceberg orders. I'm also going to talk about how to develop a consistent trading plan, and how to turn trading into a very successful business, because this is a business. This is not something you just go out there and, hit a couple of keyboards and, watch a couple of stations, maybe a couple of books. This is a business, and the definition of business, and I think you all got to remember this if you continue at CT or not. The definition of business is 2 words, and I failed this in business class. It's making money. That's what the definition of business is. So to make money, you got to have the right tools. So just like Jeffrey just told you, I've been doing this for 25 years. I love what I do. I have a passion to do it. I really get excited when I hear people that I've trained succeeded and went on to teach other people to do it. But I'm only as good as a trader of the people I surround myself with. Like I was listening to Jeffrey mention earlier, and and he said it perfectly, because I say the same exact thing. People ask me, says, if you're such a great trader, why do you teach, Fausto? And the thing is, I can't answer for other people, but the reason why I do it is because when I started, I was an ignorant 22-year-old kid. And, and you can listen, you're seeing there's a lot of them now. These kids are trading crypto. I think they're all like, they're sitting on a bucket of money. They think they're great, but there's one thing they don't know. They don't know how to stop losing money, because we saw where crypto went. It went to 66,000. Where is it down now? It went to 34, 35. It's down about almost 50%. Listen, we do this every day in the stock market. Okay, so when you see, listen, we're not talking about a crypto that went from you bought at $5 or 500 or 5,000. We have stocks that go up like that, and but the reason why I trade, to get back what I was talking about, I finally gave up because I failed, and I finally took a job as a trader, and I went to work for a trading firm, and I've learned that you have to surround yourself with good traders. You know what I mean? You just can't go and step into anyone's business and think you can do it yourself. Try to go open a restaurant. Oh, really? Are you going to be the cook? Are you going to be the maitre d'? Are you going to be the waiter? Are you going to be the busboy? Are you going to be the accountant? Should I continue? You know what I mean? Like, being a trader, you need to learn of the people from the people that make the mistakes, not the ones that do well. Because if they do well, you're going to learn from them later. But you got to learn, and you got to make these mistakes. And you got to find out it's for you or not. And I became such a really good trader that eventually I wanted to move on my own, and I didn't want to kind of split the profits, let's just say. And the only way I could do that is I was told from my mentors, you got to find people to trade like you. So believe it or not, I started one of the first educational schools in today's industry. And I have not turned back, and I just love it. It's just great. It's just a wonderful experience, and I meet some of the most wonderful people in the industry. And that's really how I got started, okay, when it got to trading. So what I'm here to do today is I am here to educate you guys the style of how Wall Street traders trade, because really nothing has changed from when the day I started until today, other than ticket charges got cheaper. You don't got to come and work in an office anymore. People learned that from COVID now. These are the things that you just learn as what has changed from the past till today. And we're not trading on a 15-inch monitor like my good friend right there on the front page of Forbes magazine, a bunch of kids tormenting Wall Street. That was a great article, by the way. But what's actually pretty funny about this article? Look at the computer he's working on. And I always kind of mention this to people, like, we actually made money on a 15-inch monitor. People can't even make money with 4 monitors, 6 monitors. So I'm going to tell everyone, if you can't make money at one, don't even think about trying to buy six, okay? All right? So these are my parents. They immigrated from Italy, and the reason why I bring that up is that my parents came here with $20 in their pocket. They never asked for anything. They never got an entitlement. They never did anything. They worked hard 6 days a week, and their goal was they came here for the American dream, and they wanted their kids to succeed and always do better than them. I mean, that's what we always wanted, and we actually did do pretty well, my whole family, which is, thank God, which is great. One was a race car driver. Another one, owned Skinny Cow ice cream. Another one was another entrepreneur. One got married. Okay, so he didn't do anything. Found a very nice husband. But the reason why I bring that up is that I was taught good family values, and I'm married today. Been married for over 25 years. Got 3 wonderful sons, and my dad always taught me. He says, "Listen, find a job that you can make a lot of money, that you can spend time with your family, your kids. You could travel with them. You could do it anywhere in the world." And I think that really kind of helped the bond with my relationship with my wife and my kids. So I have a great relationship. I got 2 kids in college now. It's costing me a fortune, but you know what? You got to make good money to put them in good schools, and I want them to succeed. By the way, on the right is my second family. Those are my students. And if you look at that picture, they kind of look like maybe like something like you, engineers, farmers, grandmas and grandpas, border control people, car salesmen, real estate, oil and gas people, bakers. I mean, these are people just like you. They're all business owners, and they all want to make another business of trading. So I'm looking to hopefully get some of you to be some of them. So with that said, I want to get right into the style of trading. Now, a lot of people now before I get started, actually, let me ask everyone a question here. Could everyone just give me a chat and let me know, what kind of trader are you? Are you a stock trader, a forex trader, a swing trader? Just want to get an idea what kind of traders we have. And while you do that, I'm going to drink some of my New York Saratoga water. Okay, we got all the above, Clarence. Okay. Rob, you do some swing trading. AJ, do some futures. Brad, do some options. Okay. Now, first of all, let me just tell you this. You can't do everything. You can't be a jack of all, but and not be a master of one. That you hear that phrase all the time. I do recommend you guys try a little bit of everything, but the thing is this, you can't do them all. Focus on what you like, and let me give you a little advice, okay? If you're doing a certain type of trading for more than, 3 months, 6 months tops, and you're not making money doing it, you better quit, okay? Because I'm telling you, you're not going to do well. And if anyone tries to tell you that eventually you'll get it, no, you didn't get it, okay? Because would you hire an employee work for you for 6 months and still not make you money and still pay him? No. You ever work with somebody that you got to sit there and keep telling him what to do and he's not getting it and it's taken away from your job? You get it or you don't. That's the bottom line. And if you do like it, you probably didn't find the right mentor. That's really what it comes down to it. So I'm an actual day trader. Now, I do some swing trading. I do a little options, but I mainly focus on day trading. And let me tell you something. If you understand the concept of day trading, you will be a very good swing trader and a great investor. Because a lot of what happens over the course of the day, you saw what happened yesterday, you saw what happened today, you had this market go up 1,000 and come back. I mean, we haven't seen that since the crash of last year, when we had COVID, and you're like, do I get out? Maybe you sold and maybe you bought more. Maybe you sold at the bottom and you bought the high. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of how that works, okay? So that's where things are going to come along. Now, before I do that, let me just do another poll question. Just tell me, are you new to trading? Are you doing this for a year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? Just give me an idea how you guys are doing on your trading. 10 years, Rich. Wow, it's a long time. 3 years, 18 months. All right, Bob. Now, with that said, be honest with me, okay? Are you making money doing it? Are you breaking even? Are you losing money? Just want to get an idea. Losing, breaking even. Okay. Rich, you're making money? Just started, Todd. Okay, that's good. Making money doing it? Mostly. Okay, Michael? Lose some, make some? All right, Lou. All right, so anyway, I'm sorry about these polls, but it just makes me to get to know a little bit more about you and know where I want to go with it. Now, where did you learn how to trade? Was it books, YouTube? You know, do you have a mentor, a coach? Did you take classes? Just out of curiosity. Mostly books, Michael. Okay. T-Buzz. Okay, great. Jeff. Good. We got a couple of good mentors here. Classes, Rich. Okay. Better trades. Okay. YouTube, newsletters. All right. So let's begin then. All right. Now I know a little bit more about you. Now let me tell you what my style is. What I'm going to teach you now is going to probably be a little disturbing because you're going to look at something right now and you're going to be like, wow, is this really how trading works? And you'd be like, yes. Largest week in S&P drop since 2020. Okay, you can see it right there. I don't know if you guys follow the S&P, but you can see that we had a hell of a drop that just came out just recently. Crypto market is crashing. You saw how much it dropped. There's the highs right there, close to 70,000 in less than you can see here. And we're talking about November, for crying out loud. We're at 35,000. Okay, gas prices on the rise. I mean, things are just all wacky, right? And now people starting to freak out, and they're like, you know, what's going on? Now we're worrying about going to war with Russia. You know, could we have another Cold War? We have a global supply chain problem. I mean, I know I'm sounding a little negative, but you know why? Because catastrophes make opportunities for us traders. So call us negative, whatever it is. But you know what? This is where people this is when people need help because they don't know how to deal with stuff like this. Where do you go? You go to the store and be like, oh, I guess they don't have anything, honey. Can't buy it. Go there tomorrow. You know what, honey? They didn't have it. I'll come back tomorrow. Well, you know what? Did anyone ever teach you to maybe do your homework, to maybe go to a different store or maybe go online and show you how to find the thing you need because you're in what's called a supply chain issue? Did you ever look and just go to stop at the, I used to have a girlfriend a long time ago before my wife, and I used to get so angry with her because she kept going to this gas station that pumped the gas for her. And like, why do you keep going there and spend $1 more a gallon for gas? She says, well, it's right around the block. They're like, why can't you go, go the guy around the corner. He's like 80 cents cheaper. Well, I never thought about it. It's just a lot easier for me to go there. Okay. You understand? Like, and that is a problem where that's a person. Well, obviously that's why I'm not with that person, but that's somebody when you look at like, wow, you're not really a smart business person. You know what I mean? And, and when you see stuff like this, it's the same thing how you benefit in the trading market. So you just got to know where to look, and that will make you that much better a trader. Because I know a lot of you here are a lot smarter than that and not going to go to that same supermarket and get stuck and say, well, you know what, we have a supply chain problem. Maybe for some other people, but some of us a lot smarter will know, you know what, I know where to go to find if I had to. Maybe Costco, maybe, I don't know. But let's talk about that, all right? So anyway, we're going to talk about how volatility makes opportunities when it comes to trading. So just take a look at some big movers that we traded this past couple of days. Solfi, look at this stock right here. Did anyone see the stock, by the way? The stock that we recommended on Thursday. It was last week. Everybody see Solfi? Nice little stock. Hold on, let me get my little pointer here. You guys can follow along. There we go. There's my pointer. You can see Solfi ran from like 14 at 9:30, ran to 16.20. Not bad. He bought 1,000 shares. If you just got half of it, made $1 on it, $250,000 a year. Peloton, nice little move right here, 24 to 28, double than the other one. AMC, nice little move. We all know AMC, one of the meme stocks, $14.50 to $17 in a matter of 2 hours. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many stocks out there that we move. Now, the question people always ask is, okay, well, how do you find them, where they are? Actually, finding them is pretty easy. We just work off our big percentage gainers. You have to understand something. I don't care what I trade. My traders don't care. You shouldn't care. You know what you care about? Making money, okay? And more important than making money, worrying about losing it. That is your biggest issue. And I think that's everyone's concerned about. We worry about buying something. I never heard of it. Who cares? You know what you care about? Risk versus reward. You're not, when you're looking at something, the more money you spend, the more money you're risking. You know what I mean? You can work on something a lot less money with a lot less risk. At the end of the day, if that stock moves 50 cents, the same 50 cents on a $10 stock that you can make on a $100 stock, you know, if it goes up 50 cents. That's the way you have to look at it. But the thing people look at is this. There's a lot of stocks that are moving. And we like, okay, what do we trade? How do we know what we're finding? Okay, so presently, when we look at stocks, listen, how do these stocks go up? News, indicators, maybe a tip of a friend. I mean, how do you pick a stock, right? Maybe the opposite of what Kramer talks about, you know what I mean? Whatever it may be. The thing is this. The way I was taught was follow the money. You have to understand something. Us traders, we're ants on the floor. We're just trying to get the crumbs. That's really what we are. I mean, these people out there that you're competing against are trading millions and millions of shares. You're not going to beat them. Don't try to figure it out, because by the time you figure it out, it's too late. You don't have to be a leader. You got to be a follower when it comes to a trader, okay? So being a follower, just basically what I focus on is not the past. I focus on the future. And the future is following where the orders are, okay? And then everything else will come into place. And by the way, this is not some secret platform. I'm not here to sell you software that costs you a gazillion dollars, whatever it is. Every brokerage firm offers this, okay? Now, does everybody here know how to read something called level 2 quotes? Just let me know. Anybody here know about level 2? Okay, some of you? All right. So let me explain for some of you that don't know what it is, let me explain to it. Basically, what you have right here is these are your buyers and these are your sellers. See, it's the bid and there's the ask. Okay. So you got 3 columns, 1, 2, and 3. The first column is a 4-letter abbreviation of a brokerage firm or an exchange, like the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, a brokerage firm like Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch. The second column is the actual price that the brokerage firm wants to buy it. And the third column is the amount of shares that he wants to buy. Everything in there is multiplied by 100. So 2 will be 200, 10 will be 1,000. Whoever wants to buy the stock for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. So what you're looking at is a chat room, basically, and people are negotiating electronically what they want to buy and what they want to sell. Now, the problem with level 2, it's been outdated since the 90s. Now, I know a lot of brokerage firms, they give it to you for free, and a lot of you probably don't want to look at it because you're like, it moves too fast, you don't know what you're looking at, you really don't understand. And you know what? As of right now, it's really not that important. All I could tell you this is that if you have it, it's really worthless because it doesn't give you the full depth of the market. So let me tell you what I mean by that. Let me hop over here on something that is called NASDAQ Total View, something that's called Level 3. Now, does anybody here have Level 3 quotes? NASDAQ or NASDAQ Total View, Archipelago? Anybody here have that? Just give me a yes or no. No one here has it. Michael, you don't. Nobody here has it. Okay, you know what? Fasten your seatbelts because I'm telling you, what you're about to see right now is going to really freak you out. And I'll tell you why. Think about this for a second. What makes a stock go up and down? Buyers and sellers. Now think about it. If I'm able to show you right now where 70+% of where all the buyers are and all the sellers are, how much smarter and better trading decisions would you have by seeing them where they are in the future to give you that game plan, where to get in, where to get out? Because this information is public. you can get this data. Let me show you the power of it. So what we're looking at is something called NASDAQ total views, aka level 3, we call it. Like Jeffrey was telling you earlier, if you register, you can watch a couple of videos of me on NASDAQ. NASDAQ saw me do a presentation in Las Vegas, and they says, Fausto, we need you on our trading. We want you to talk about NASDAQ total view. What you're doing is a great service, and more people need to understand how to just trade the market. Trading the market is not just looking at indicators and buying a platform. Trading the market is seeing where the buyers and sellers are. So what we're looking at right here is we're looking at a whole bunch of buyers on the left and a whole bunch of buyers on the right. What you're looking at is every single buyer and seller around the entire world at every single price level. So you're seeing everything. Everything. There's no bluffing. There's no hiding. You're seeing every single order. And guess what? You'll be able to see my order. You'll see Jeff's order. You get to see everybody's order. Anybody here that has something called direct access to the market, which is what you guys have or could get it. I don't know if you have, but you can get it. You have a seat on the exchange. So not only you get to see the orders, but you could actually be part of the system. Some people are like, how do you get a job on a New York Stock Exchange? You don't have to. They pulled that. They got rid of it. Now you can be part of it. That's what's the beauty of it. So let's look at the power, how we use this stuff. All right. Now, I know that a lot of you here, being mentored by Jeff, obviously he's a very good charter, and I saw him showing to you, so you basically know a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate everything that he told you about indicators, because I want to keep a little bit more on the simple side. So I want you to see something just very clearly. Here you have a stock, OCGN. It started around $10.50. And you could see how it went all the way down. It stopped right around here, around $10. Everybody see that? It just stopped right here, 10. And then once it stopped at 10, it went all the way up to about $12.50. Now, that's a pretty substantial move from $12.30 to about 4 o'clock. Now, why did the stock go down and finally pick $10? Why not 9? Why not, why 10? What's the magic number with 10? There's nothing magical about it. Okay, we're not in Disney World. What the fact is this: there was a 300,000 share buyer sitting there, and there were 11 different orders around the world that made up that 310,000 share buyer at $10. Now think about it. You got 500 share buyers, 3,000, 100. Who do you think is going to make more of a support level? The guy at 200, 3,000, or 310,000? So you have to understand something. Buyers equal support. If you don't have the buyers, you don't have the support. So you could sit there and you could look at every single support level out there and want everything. But unless that buyer's out there in the future, it's not going to hold. Let's look at a couple more examples. Jeff says you can get this straight from NASDAQ. Yes, you can. And it's cheap. You know what? I used to pay $1,000 a month 25 years ago. Today it costs $15. And this is NASDAQ. It's not like buying it from some website, oh, what company is this? I never heard of it, or some brokerage. This is directly through the exchange itself. Okay? That's what you're looking at. Now let's just change the slide because we got a bunch of more here. All right. What do I got going? Oh, got the wrong button. Okay. So let's talk about resistance. At 9:30 in the morning, you can look at the stock. It goes all the way up, and it goes to a price of $58.56. And you're like, okay, but why did it stop at 56? Why did it stop at 57? Why did it go continue at 60? That sounds like a really whole number. Where did 58 come from? Well, if you look here, what makes resistance, like I said earlier, is sellers. And without those sellers, you're not going to have resistance. So what you have to look at is You got to have a game plan. Where are the sellers? And you could see right here, we're looking on the sell side, and as we're working down, you got 900 share sellers, 1,500. And then out of all the numbers from the top to the bottom, look what stands out, the 23,900 share seller. I don't know about you, fellow traders, but that's a lot of money. And you know what? Some of you probably even think about it like, why would anybody buy 100 shares or one share? Yeah, I mean, listen, every trade is being advertised. If you went out there and did 100 shares, maybe, that's why sometimes you might not need to go out there and spend a lot of money. You know what I mean? But these are all the orders out there. But guess what? Not only is that 23,000, but that's 93 different orders out there. Because remember, everything here is aggregated. So I'm not showing you every person out there. So I aggregate the orders so you could see them all together. Just makes it easy for math. And like Tom said, he loves math. So do I. It's actually the only thing I was really good at school. I guess that's why I was a good trader. But these systems really make it easy for you to kind of know where to look at. Now let's look at AMC really quick. All right. Now, question to everybody. Looking at AMC, could you tell me, is this stock going up or going down? Let's see how you guys answer this question. Up or down? It's a very simple question. Just don't think about it. Don't tell me you need some, I don't know. Just a very simple question. By the way, there's over 100 people in here. John, Jeff, Michael, Lisa. Don't be shy. Just tell me what you think. What's the first thing comes to your mind? Perfect. Thank you. Listen, if you don't ask, when you don't answer this question, you know what it tells me? You're not following along, or you don't, which is worse, you're not getting it. If you're not getting it, you should not be trading. I tell everybody, don't take this the wrong way. You might not like what I might tell you, or I might get in your face. Sometimes I'm a little brash, but I'd rather be honest with you because I do not want to see people lose money. This is a very big failure rate. And the reason why people fail is because of ignorance, and they think, what am I, please, I'm not here for my health. Okay. I'm here to help you out because I don't want you to make this dumb mistake. Now, if you said it was going down, congratulations. You're right. The stock is going down. I know it's a stupid question, but I get stupid answers. Now, the next question is this. Here's the $64,000 question. You ever own a stock and it keeps going down? And you're like, my God, do I sell it here? What do I do? What do we need for the stock to go up, everybody? What do we need? No, we don't need support, Ryan. No. We need buyers. We need buyers. Without the buyers, you don't have the support. Okay, now the problem with the chart, you don't see the support. You're looking at what's happening in the past. I'm going to show you how to see the future. So we're going to go to the future, and the future is, we're going to look at the orders. And as we're looking over here, we're looking for buyers, right? Which all of you said, and we're working our way down. And we're getting all the way down here to about 1960, and you see there's a 354,000 share buyer. Now, you think about this for a second. 400, 200. What do you think is going to happen when we get down to this number of $19.65? What do you think is going to happen? I know, Ryan. Don't mind me picking at you, but you know what? I just having fun. It should go up, right? It should reverse. I mean, listen, I don't have 300 and I don't have the money to buy 354,000 shares at $19. I mean, come on, that's not like peanuts right there. You're talking some serious dough. You know what I mean? That's a lot of money right there. Talking over a few $1,000,000 right there. So, whose side do you think I want to be on? Where do you think I want to buy? So now let's look what's happening here on the chart. Stock did exactly what it did. Came right down here. Some of you might say, oh, it's a double bottom, whatever. Listen, forget about that right now. The bottom line is this. There was a 354,000 share buyer. You saw him out there. You could watch the stock. And guess what? As soon as it hit him, it went right from that price. It went right back up. And 2 hours later, back up to 2060. You know what? If you bought at 1960 and you sold at 2060 and you bought 1,000 shares, 1,000 shares, $1,000, $250,000 salary. Who doesn't want that job? To sit in their beautiful home, nicely here, with no bills. I mean, with no employees, no traveling, no traffic. You know what I mean? Who doesn't want that job? Of course, you know you want that job. You just got to know how to play the game first. Let's look at another stock. Let's look at a stock called CVI. All right. Let's do the opposite. Okay. Where do you think resistance would be on this stock right here? CFVI. What do you think? Mike, and you know what? What you just said, it's about $7 million. That's right. So you think you're going to be smarter than some guy that's out there looking to buy $7 million worth of stock? I don't think so. So everyone that answers this question, except a few of you, like Clarence and Petty, you have it wrong. Where do you think you see resistance? Well, to see resistance on a stock, you need to see where the sellers are. And the sellers right here, you work your say in the right, and boom, look at that. We got a 162,000 share seller right there. So just in theory, if the stock right now is trading at 13.55, if you notice up here on some of your platforms, it doesn't tell you, oh, by the way, there's a 162,000 share seller wants to get out at 13.70. You're like, how did I not see that? Of course you can't see it because you have the right tools. And guess what? If you didn't see it, let's go to the chart. And you're like, oh, the trend's going up. Things look great. Boom. Goes from 70. It goes from that 13.70 right down to where you probably bought it at 20.90. And you just lost $1,000 like that, or broke even, whatever it may be. I don't know. But you have to follow the money. Now, did I confuse anybody yet? Did I lose anybody? Anyone get lost? Following along? Nope, this is awesome, Bruce. Oh, good. I like that. That's nice. You make me feel good. I love when I see people, they understand something. Now, how would you guys like to see this live in the market? And, because listen, you know what? The problem is that, first of all, the stock market's closed. I really can't show it to you. Market's kind of dead. But like anyone can make a nice PowerPoint, but like I practice what I preach. That's why I've been doing it for so long. And people are like, can we see this live? Yeah. And I'm going to invite every one of you to come in here and watch this live. And not only watch it live, but watch the traders that we train, the hundreds of traders in the room, and how they're able to think for themselves, because that's what you need to do. I can't, you heard the phrase, feed a guy a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish, you feed him for life. I want to teach you how to fish yourself and how to find this and have that game plan. And you'll see you'll make smarter and better trading decisions. And you could apply this to everything that you do. You know what I mean? By keeping it simple. And then when you implement, let's say what Jeff's talking about, it just makes more things more sense. But this is really going to help you not only on the swing trade, but specifically on the day trading aspect. And if you see it as what's happening over a day trade, this is what's going to make you better as a swing trade and more of an investment. Now, what we do here, Brad says, do orders go by so fast? That's a great question, Brad. And you know what? The answer is yes. And the reason why, and the problem is, I don't look at those stocks. There are over 25,000 stocks out there. If it's moving too fast, I'm not trading it. So that's the issue. That's why a lot of people don't look at this stuff. They're like, because they keep looking at brand name stocks, and yeah, they move too fast. But there are a lot of other stocks that move pretty nicely. SRRI today, APM, CXPT. I mean, you probably never heard of these stocks. Who cares? All you need to look for is what we call the iceberg orders. Because it's not what's on top of the water, it's what's on the bottom of the water. If you don't see those big orders, we all know what happened to the Titanic. What does it mean for the Dow long stocks, S&P stocks, Russell? Is there such a thing as S&P book view? You could trade the S&P does. You could see quotes on the S&P, on the like the QQQs or anything like that. Anything that's publicly traded, you'll be able to see those orders. ETFs. Actually, we're going to be doing a class on this in the next month or so. You could actually trade cryptocurrency on it. By the way, this is only level 3. I didn't even show you level 4. Holy crap. You want to see something pretty cool? Let me show you this. This is called level 4. Okay. Now, maybe we're talking your language, right? Yeah, this is Bookmap. Okay. So now you could see orders. You could see how long they're out there. You can see if they're getting executed. How big block orders, like this guy right here for 229,000, knowing that he's been out there since 9:30 in the morning. You know what I mean? And then finding out, seeing how the guy gets executed. Look at that. Boom. Look at the volume. So there's just so much out there that I didn't even scratch the surface. I'm just basically taking kindergarten classes to show some of you that sometimes you make things a little more complicated than what it is. Because when you start seeing level 4, oh my God, things are going to be just totally different. So, you know, not only be able to see the chart, but to see on a heat map how long he's been out there. Is he getting executed? Did he add to his position? You know what I mean? All these things that are going to change that you're not seeing. Yeah, he's like, here's Pfizer, the stock. Look at this big order right here. Boom. You can see how the order right there of 295,000 shares. Big iceberg order out there. Guy gets done. Look at that. See that green ball? Somebody bought 250,000 shares. Now, you would think like that's a major resistance. Yeah, and guess what? Resistance levels get broken all the time. You ever look at a house and like, my God, somebody just bought that house and paid that much money? Like, you see what's happening in the housing market. I mean, they're like getting gobbled up every 2 seconds. You're like, man, I would never pay that. Well, you know what? You were like, man, someone went out there and just bought the stock for 250,000 shares. Oh my God. And guess what? That's called a big demand. And that's why the stock went from 60 to 61. So sometimes you don't want to get too crazy. But if you kept things a little bit simpler, then you'll know why certain indicators do what they do. You know what I mean? And it won't be as confusing for you. So, you know, and sometimes you might have to take a step back, eliminate some of those things, and get back to the basics, and then maybe go back to it. Because sometimes you'll make things more complicated than what it really is. If you're not getting it, that the way someone's explaining it, then you need to take a step back. And guess what? That's where I come in. I'm here to teach you the baby steps of just following the orders, and then a lot of that stuff will come in with, you know, indicators and down the road to see, you know, will help you with your longer-term trades. Okay. Now, listen, you can't be self-taught doing this. Okay. You're risking your hard-earned money. You got to surround yourself with good traders. You got, like, the biggest thing that I teach my traders is not how to make money. It's how to stop losing it. You have to learn from the mistakes. The mistakes are the problem. The winners take care of themselves. And there's a reason why we've been endorsed by every brokerage firm in the industry. NASDAQ, Thinkorswim, TradeStation, Charles Schwab. I've done presentations for all of them. And let me tell you something. You go do your homework. I know a lot of you guys are smart. A lot of you traders are very smart out there. These people do credit checks on us. You think they're going to have Fausto as instructors come and talk on their behalf, knowing that we're teaching people how to lose money? Because I listen, there's a lot of bad actors out there, gurus out there that think they know how to trade. I know a lot of you out there get nervous, like, you know when you want to get traded, you want to spend some money on education, you just don't know how to feel comfortable. Listen, do your homework. And, you know, listen, as long as you got good mentors, people that are being endorsed that you trust, you know, that's really has a lot to do with it. Think about going to a doctor. You think you're just going through the yellow pages, picking anyone out of the yellow pages? You're talking to the person you trust, who you trust, your doctor. Doctor's not going to send somebody that knows that he's been killing people, would he? You know? So that's the way you learn how to trade, okay? Now, we all see what's happening right now. COVID's hitting. Some of you I see some of you been around the block for a while. When I ask how long, listen, you saw what happened, the financial crisis, Hurricane Sandy, 9/11, the internet bubble, COVID for some of you new traders, or maybe you're new right now. there's no better time. You saw the market, how volatile it is. You got to know how to trade and be on top of it. As much as you don't want to think about it, sometimes you have to. You worked very hard to get to this point. You don't want to lose it and give it back. What I want to do for all of you here is this. I want to invite all of you guys to join my trading room. Now, this is the original trading room that I started over 25 years ago. We actually worked a little bit better with our technology. We got a really good trading room now. It's very interactive. We basically have an alert service that comes along with it. It's all live. We actually start at 8 o'clock in the morning. We do a 9 a.m. broadcast. We do live commentary for the first hour, and then we do commentary for the last hour and a half. So listen, I practice what I preach, and my instructors do also. So it's just not me. But what I want to do is I want to invite you all to come and see my traders and see if they're making money and see. And don't judge us on our winners. We want you to judge us on our losers, how few we have, but most importantly, how we control them. That's the biggest issue. Now, remember, I know I'm a great trader. It doesn't help you. Your goal is to say, I know you're good, Fausto. I know I saw your record, but can you teach me how to do it? The only way you're going to know that is when you got to look at the traders in the room and see if they're making money doing it. And that's the only way you're going to know. But don't be scared. Every Tuesday, we do a Q&A session. You're going to have live traders talk. What we do is we go over some of our traders' journals. And we don't, like I said, and we basically are going to critique what they did was good and what was going to be done bad. We take education. I would say 90% of our mentoring is all education. The other 10% is live trading. Now, we made some amazing changes in our live CyberGroup room. I don't know if you guys are new, but we also just implemented an alert service. So if some of you are on the road or you can't be there at a certain time, hey, you know what? No problem. We're going to give you an alert. We'll let you know what's going on in the trading room. Maybe like today, we had a big rally was going on. Boom. We're going to tell you about halts, stocks that get halted. My God, those are great moving, running stocks. So the alert service works pretty well. This all comes around with the trading room. So this is actually the room. This is what you're going to get. Now, with a couple of questions I came across before I get you guys signed up, a couple of people asked me this. I wanted to put up on the screen. They were asking me, does this strategy work for volatile markets? Absolutely. This is all about volatile markets. Okay. How much money do I need to get started? Zero. I don't want you to open up a brokerage firm. I don't want you to trade. I don't want you to do anything. The only thing I want you to do is watch. Okay. That's it. Just watch. If you like this game and you want to learn and see why you've been around so long, it's all you need. Don't worry about money right now. That's the least of your problems. Okay. Listen, you get to meet some of these great traders. You'll see exactly the testimonials that we have. These are all real people that gave these testimonials. Listen how I changed their lives. And, and I want to do the same thing for you, because I hate seeing people lose money. I do events all the time, and I see people look at me and they just don't know what they're looking at, and they're trying to find somebody, but then they think they can go out there and go back on their computer or you look at YouTube. Oh, Fausto just told me about level 4. I don't need to deal. Let me just go do it myself. Please, anything that I teach you, do not use it unless you're going to come to the trading room and let me show you how it works. Now, this is the deal. What I want to do for everybody. I don't know who you are, where you came from, but it's $9. That's it, just $9. And this is what you're going to get for $9. Okay. You're going to get 1 week in our trading room. You're going to get live commentary. You're going to get a Q&A weekly workshop. You're going to get 3 pro workshops. You're going to get Traders Archive. And as a bonus, if you register right now, for the first 20 people that register, I will give you, me personally, a coaching class. Okay. Now, basically, the $9 is an application fee. That's what it is. Okay. And to answer one of your questions here, no, we are not going to hit you up with some membership fee after 7 days. I do not do that. There is no extra fee. The only thing it's going to cost you is $9, money back guaranteed. Just give me 1 week and let me teach you the real truth of trading. And you know what? If it doesn't work out, I'll give you $9 back. I don't need your $9. I am looking for traders that haven't found the right mentor, that want to learn the basics of trading, and that I can make money with. See, I don't know if this is for you or not, but there's only one way to find out. Take a chance, and you know what? Like I said, if you're not happy, I'll give you $9 back. All this tells me is who you are, where you came from, who you're trading with. It just gives a little foundation. Listen, everybody here is going to be able to talk to an education advisor. So you're not just going to be able to just get in the room. We're going to call you on the phone. We're going to walk you through it. We're very big when it comes to customer service. So we want to make sure that you're making the right choice. But most importantly, I want to make sure I am not wasting my time to interview somebody to be part of my team, part of my family that really doesn't qualify. So this is your chance. You want to learn about level 3 and level 4? You want to know how to shadow the money? You want to know, why we've been, Showcase been around for so long? Here's your chance, and it's going to cost you not even a cup of coffee. Okay. Now, does anyone else have any questions before we end up here? When does the trial start, May? That's a great question. It starts when you want to start it. So right now, when you register, you're going to get your education advisor's name. You're going to schedule a walkthrough. You could start tomorrow. I mean, I would waste no time. Just start immediately. You want to start on Monday? Start on Monday. Maybe you want to watch some of the recordings and the videos, get up to speed. And, and just get after a couple of days, you'll be in the room, and then you'll book a time when we could talk on the phone, and then we'll make a decision if this is something if we need to move forward with you or not. That's really what it is.
Hey, Fausto.
Yes.
I mentioned it during, when I was on your thing there earlier. I've actually done this trial at least once, maybe twice with you in the past. And I found value in it. And I feel like my members here, for $9, you might as well try it out. I mean, it's a week of your time. You learn something new. You don't even have to do anything further. Maybe you pick up some tidbits that, I haven't conveyed to you. So there's
Jeff,
value.
and I really appreciate that. I'm glad you came on and said that. And you're right. I mean, listen, and it's not, Jeff, there was so many people like you that came in there, because some people, they realize it, they hear the good, the bad, the ugly. Maybe it's not your style. Some people are like, oh, I heard bad things about day trading. Well, how do you know? Maybe it's good for you. Maybe it was bad for somebody else. You know what I mean? But I always tell everyone, you should try a little bit of everybody's stuff. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You're going to have to spend some money later. Okay. So look at it that way, but just go out there and try it. What do you have to lose? You know what I mean? And if you thought what you learned, I basically, after all what I was talking about in the beginning, what did I talk to you about? 20 minutes, 15 minutes of what level 3 is? Imagine what you learn in a week, live in the room. So, like I said, take a shot, see how it is, and let's make a decision from there. But like I said, like Jeff said, he took it 2 years ago. You look where he is today. The guy's doing phenomenal. Not say I had anything to do with it. He found his style. It's working out great. He did his homework. And look where he is today. And he wanted me to come here and talk on behalf. I'm so happy that he became as successful as he is, and he is part of our gurus now, which is what we love. We love that part of it. And hopefully maybe one of you one day. It's never too late. It's never too late to learn. People are like, oh, I wish I was. Listen, it's never too late. Listen, if I could teach a 90-year-old grandmother to make 6 figures, I could teach you guys how to do it. Okay. Any other questions? Can I start on Tuesday? AJ, absolutely, you can start on Tuesday. Just do your walkthrough on Monday, or do it tomorrow, Friday. All right. Any other questions? Well, listen, I can see there's a lot of people registering. Monco, I got your registration. Darlene, just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Lazo, I hope I spelled that. Lagio. Okay, I said that right. Sorry. Chris Cotton got your registration. Chris Hayes, Jana, great. I mean, it's great that a lot of you guys are registered. And listen, if like I said, if it's not the right time, you want to do it later. Maybe you're going away, whatever. Just book it now, and tell your education advisor when you want to start. But listen, you really got nothing to lose. Just try it out. All right. So with that said, everybody, I'm getting pinged from my wife because she's like, "Are you coming to dinner yet? You done?" Wife calls, right? But anyway, I'd like to thank you, Jeff, for having me here. It was so awesome talking to your staff, and it's so nice that we teamed up again after all these years. And I'm really looking forward to building a relationship, and doing more of these with you down the road. This was awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad I could have you on. I'm glad to be on your show.
Well, listen, one thing that me and Jeff also have something very in common is that Jeff is a farmer. I actually tried to start to be a farmer. So I live in the suburbs, and I start raising chickens. I don't know if you know that, Jeff. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay. So I started, you guys got to watch it. You'll like it, but definitely watch. First of all, the one thing that's great about trading is you got so much time on your hands. So you only work I only trade like an hour, right? So what am I supposed to do? So I started my own living channel. Okay. It's called Fausto Home Living on YouTube. You could bring it up. I know Jeff could bring it up. Fausto Home Living. Look it up on YouTube, Fausto Home Living, and I show you how to raise chickens. I show you how to build garden boxes. I'm a big cook. I went to school to be a landscape architect, and look what I started doing now. But this is, I think maybe a lot of us have a lot in common. So, to me, the chickens part is like therapy, and I have the most sickest eggs in the world. That's the beauty part of it. But this is what's nice. I mean, a lot of us are older. We're like, what else we do? We're not the type of people that are gonna brag about driving nice cars and driving Lear jets and stuff. To me, I like my little bubble here. I like taking care of it, make my money, work with my traders, and then make my house look pretty. So that's the awesome part of it. All right. All right, guys. So thanks for having me again, Jeff. Look forward to having you next time on CTU. Same thing. And guys, have a good weekend. All right. And look forward to teaching you. And just remember one last thing. You have to learn before you could earn. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, everybody, and be safe.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, Fausto. Thanks for coming, everybody. We'll be back again with you next week.